Okay, I'm gonna start now. Starting now. Hi guys, this is Emma Shah, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about morning routine and why is it so important, and what is it that I do, what is it that I've heard that successful people do, and of course you can always let me know what is it that you do in the comment section, and yeah, we can just go from there. And just really quickly, if you're new here, please make sure you subscribe, and also if you haven't already, make sure that you share this video. I mean, come on, we've not even heard a video yet, but yeah, share the video and like it and all that stuff, so that's cool. In this video, let me tell you that I wake up pretty early in the morning, on average of 5 o'clock, but occasionally I do wake up a little bit earlier as well. Yeah, and what is it that I actually do? Well, number one thing that I do is I always drink water and I take my vitamins. I actually think that this is really important. I normally just take general vitamins, you know, like vitamin C, vitamin D, multivitamin, and I also use a little bit of castor oil for my hair as well. And then I put everything in a box to make it super simple for myself to kind of remember what is it that I want to, you know, use in the morning before my morning coffee. So I actually intentionally put this little tiny plastic box in front of my coffee, so before I get to my coffee I need to do all this. So that is definitely part of my morning routine, and after a few weeks, months, I think I can see a little bit of difference. I mean, I've heard some people say everyone should be taking vitamin C, so I started doing that, and I think generally my well-being kind of improved. Okay, so that is number one thing I do. Number two is it's not a secret. I sometimes talk about this, that I've done a course called Thinking into Result, TIR, and every single morning I actually listen to Bob Proctor's motivational video. There are 12 different videos, so every single morning after my vitamins I make sure that I listen to these videos, at least one video, because each of them is like 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes. So I listen to one video, and I always try and get a couple of things out of the video that I will just kind of take away for the day. So that is the second thing that I do every single morning. At this point, we kind of like 20 minutes into the morning already, so I by this time I probably finished my coffee as well, and then I start writing down my gratitude. So I have a gratitude book, and I write down, there are two things I actually do. There are 2 pages that I write every single morning. One of them is 3, 4, 5 things that I'm grateful for. So that could be a lot of the times my health, my kids' health, and just simple stuff like having a roof over my head, having food to eat, and you know, things like that. Just little things that you might take for granted if you don't actually point it out. I mean, there was a time when I literally pointed out that I am very grateful that I can walk and I have 2 legs. Some people don't have 2 legs, they just can't do basic stuff. When I had the injury, you might have heard in one of my videos, I had an injury with a TikTok video, and I couldn't move a part of my face. So I was very grateful that, for example, nothing serious happened to my eye, because I couldn't see for a few hours, and I started appreciating my eyesight and very simple stuff like that. So that goes on one of the page. And then the second page I use for developing my self-image. So I normally write down exactly what I would like to become. So in my case, I would like to become a writer, an investor, a mom, and a wife. Obviously I'm already a mom, and I would like to become, I specifically write down how many kg I would like to become, and I'm a runner, and I'm a black belt martial artist. I do martial arts, by the way, and also a few skills that I would like to develop. So that is communication, negotiation, and sales, that I would like to really become really good at, and presentation skills as well. So I write all these down just to kind of put in my mind and constantly focus every single day that what is it that I would like to become. So that is self-image. And I sometimes circle one word in that self-image sentence, and I just really quickly, in 10-15 minutes, I listen to a video on YouTube in relation to that. So let's say this month I'm actually focusing on negotiation skills. So I'm listening to like negotiation videos about negotiation skills. I've actually found this really interesting video about an FBI negotiator, and honestly there is so much you can learn from someone who's been negotiating with murderers, people who've probably killed many people, and they are just about to kill that person that they just kidnapped. And this FBI negotiator just kind of explains how he's been negotiating with this person. So so this month I'm focusing on that, but last month, for example, I was listening to sales techniques. I always believe in baby steps at a time, but they need to be focused baby steps. So when I'm listening to these videos, I always try and implement it in real life. So for example, in communication, they always say, make sure that when someone talks, you kind of leave 2-3 seconds before you reply. And that's partly because you don't want to cut the person off, you don't want to interrupt or just like jump in with your own idea. And that couple of seconds kind of allows the other person to finish what they were thinking or what they were saying, and for you to kind of think about how you can respond to that. So that's the next thing I do in the morning. At this point, I'm pretty much into like an hour in the morning, sometimes even an hour and a half if I really get into the writing and things like that. So after that, I write, because there is this book actually, it's called Seth Godin book, and it's called The Practice. And he always says that if you want to be a writer, what makes you a writer is basically that you write. So in the morning, I always make sure that I write a little bit. After that, when it comes to like 7 o'clock-ish, I normally just go for a run and do a bit of exercise. Do I do this every single morning? No, I don't. But do I do it 3 or 4 times a week? Yes, I do, and I have definitely seen improvement in my life, and I think I can do a lot more done. And apart from that, it just kind of makes me feel good that I've started out the morning on a good note already, and I've already achieved something before I even started, getting ready for the day and decided what I wanted to do on that day. Like successful people say, eat the big frog in the morning so nothing can go wrong later. And it's basically that sense of achievement that I achieve with this morning routine. I think it was Steve Jobs who said every single morning he asked himself, if this was my last day on earth, then what is it? Would I be happy to do what I'm about to do today? And if the answer is no for a few days, then that is definitely something that needs to be changed. So that is also a good technique, to just kind of check in with yourself and just kind of ask yourself, am I doing the right things? Am I on the right track? And what is it that I can do differently? I definitely think that affirmations are good things to do in the morning as well. Exercise, they often do that as well. Successful people like to keep their health up, and they exercise regularly. Exercising in the morning is interestingly not something I like to do in the past, but I kind of figured out that if I do that in the morning, it's most likely going to get done, because if I wait till the afternoon, a lot of the times I'm just not going to do it. So I think I prefer waking up a little bit earlier, getting that exercise in, and then I don't have to bother with that after work. And of course, when I do my martial arts, that's in the afternoon. So these rules are not set in stone. I mean, life itself is constantly changing. There are spontaneous things happening. So these things don't set in stone, but if you have a little bit of routine and at least you do it 3, 4, 5 times a week, I think there is a lot you can get done. So this is what I do. This is what successful people do. I would love to hear share what you do in the morning. Do you like sleeping in, or are you an early bird, or are you a late owl? Or, you know, just let me know what is it that you do. And also I would just like to say as well, morning routine, even though we call it morning routine, it doesn't have to be in the morning. I mean, if you work night shifts, obviously your sleeping pattern is going to be completely different to my sleeping pattern. At some point you are going to wake up, and you're going to have some kind of routine, hopefully, that you follow when you wake up. And yeah, let's have a little bit of an interaction going in the comment section. You know, we always changing lives as well with these videos, so make sure that you do that, and I'll see you next time.